Welcome back to my channel. So I'm finally done with this makeup. I did this sunset makeup look. I should have calculated better because by the time I finished doing my makeup, the sun had gone down. This is how it turned out. So if you like this look, then please keep on watching. So I'm starting off with primer, and I'm going to use the Too Faced Hangover Primer today. If you've been watching me for a long time now, you know how much I love this primer, and I've been using it for the past 2.5, 3 years now. Now moving on to foundation, I'm using the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I got this on my trip to London a month ago, and I love this foundation. It's not full coverage. It's great for people who don't like full coverage. You can definitely build it up, but if you want that natural coverage and that satin finish to your foundation, then you should definitely try this out. And I'm in the shade 5.75. Just in case you wanted to compare, I'm an NC25 in MAC. And since this is kind of a pricey foundation, I heard that the L'Oreal True Match Lumi is a perfect dupe for this. I also have a first impressions and a review on this foundation, so if you haven't checked that out, go check that out as well. Next, I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer to prime my lids. Since I'm doing a sunset makeup look, I'm going to be using a lot of eyeshadow, so I'm going to use a concealer to prime my lids. And the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer works amazing because it has an extremely thick consistency. I'm using the Warm Brown Obsessions palette by Huda Beauty, and I'm going to take the lightest shade and put it all over my lid, also under my brow bone, just to set the concealer and prevent it from creasing. Next, I'm taking the Maybelline Lemonade Craze palette, and I'm using that bright yellow color. I was so excited to dip my brush into that yellow shade because it's such a fun color and a perfect pop of color. But then, as you can see, it's not very pigmented, definitely not as much as I would want it to be or we would expect it to be once we see it in the palette. This was the closest yellow that I had to recreate the look that I envisioned in my brain. I had to go on with that. I tried to build it up as much as possible, and this is when I realized that it's not going to build further. Switch to the next shade, and now I'm going to use the Huda Beauty palette again, and I'm taking that brick orange shade and putting it right under the yellow shade, not as high up as the yellow shade because I want that to be the transition shade. So I put this right in my crease. And as you can see, I'm using the same brush. I like using the same brush, especially when I'm going from light to dark shades. If I have to use a lighter shade, then I switch the brush. But yeah, if it's from light to dark, then I prefer using the same brush because it gives a more blended effect. And as you can see, I switched up my brush. I took a clean brush and I'm using the same orange shade and applying it into my crease, and that's just to intensify the shade. Then I'm going in with the darker reddish orange, and first I'm placing it on my outer V and then blending it into my crease. I like this intensity of the color as it's not extremely harsh. And now I'm moving on to the other shade. I'm going back to my Maybelline Lemonade Craze palette, and I'm taking that hot pink shade and putting it in my inner corner as well as the middle part of my lid. I'm taking this reddish brown shade and putting it on my outer V and then blending it out. Using that fluffy brush that I used initially to blend in all the shades together. And intensifying the shade until I'm happy with how it looks. taking the brown shade from the Huda Beauty Warm Brown Obsessions palette and putting it on my lash line and blending it out, and also dragging it outside as well, just to give it a wing effect without actually making a wing with a liner. Felt like after all that blending, I lost the yellow that I initially had, so I went ahead and put some more yellow into my crease. Little bit on my lower lash line as well. And then I'm taking this wet wipe and cleaning my under eyes. Yes, I already applied foundation, but then it didn't really matter because I was going to put concealer anyway. So I just removed all the fallout that I had. And then I also put some of the orange shade that I used from the Huda Beauty palette on my lower lash line. Next, I'm taking the same Tarte Shape Tape concealer that I used to prime my lids. I'm dotting it under my eyes and blending it out with a brush. I'm not using a lot because I'm going to use my Fit Me concealer over it. So after I blend this out with a brush, I'm going to take my Fit Me concealer and conceal my under eyes. I'm taking my beauty sponge and spraying the Huda Beauty Resting Boss Face Setting Spray, and then blending my concealer because that'll just help lock your concealer in. Now once I'm done with blending the concealer, I'm taking the Fenty Beauty Matchstick in the shade Mocha. If you're my skin tone and you find it difficult to get a contour stick because you think it's extremely warm for your face and it looks orange, then get this one. The shade Mocha is extremely nice. It's pretty cool, so it doesn't look orange on your face. So yeah, I'm gonna contour my cheekbones, my forehead, my jawline, and my nose. And I'm gonna use my fingers to blend my nose contour in. Make sure you don't forget to extend the contour to your brows because it looks extremely odd if you just contour your nose and don't extend it to your brows. Next, I'm taking the NYX color correcting powder and I'm going to set my concealer under my eyes, my nose, my forehead, and around my mouth. I'm extremely sorry. I was sitting right in front of a humongous window. The sun started setting. I did not calculate the time properly. Even though this was supposed to be a sunset look, I couldn't finish my makeup before that. Anyway, so once I'm done putting my powder, I don't wait for a long time. I just take my sponge and press the powder in. And after that, I'm taking this Laura Geller bronzer and bronzing my face up, my cheekbones, my forehead, my nose. Next, I'm going ahead with blush. I'm using the Benefit Dandelion blush. It's a baby pink blush and I'm using the same brush because I like how it looks when the bronzer and the blush are blended in together. So I'm going to put that on my cheeks, my nose, and my chin, as those are the points where the sun directly hits your face and it looks very natural. Then I'm going to move ahead to my brows. I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade and I'm just going to fill in the spaces. Then I'm going to use my eyeliner by Kat Von D. It's the Tattoo Liner in Trooper Black. I realized it was getting dark, so I just finished my makeup quickly and came. Put on some lashes by Eden Rose, highlighter by Mellow Cosmetics. My lipstick was a mixture of Huda Beauty's Trendsetter and Nykaa's Bombay.
So thank you for watching. If you like this look, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you want me to do next. Let me know if there's any specific look that you want me to do. I'm so sorry I'm sweating. I can't really turn the AC or the fan on while I'm recording because this sound. So thank you for watching. If you like this look, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Let me know what you want me to do next and I will do it.